If you are a Pisces sun, moon, or rising, this reading is for you. This is a general message, so take what resonates and leave the rest for another Pisces. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a Celtic cross spread. For your center energy, I have the 8 of Wands. So I'm seeing that in this moment, you are really focused on making forward movement happen. I think that you just are in a time where you're wanting to take action, you're wanting to make something just move forward is what I'm getting. You're not in a time of stagnation or anything like that. You're just very much wanting to make moves in general. The crossing energy being the sun is kind of showing me that the moves that you're making are trying to get you towards happiness. I feel like that's your main goal and your main focus, and maybe what you're even lacking, since it's technically the problem, is just overall happiness in all areas of life. I think that you are just working really hard towards that, but it kind of feels like it's a really long journey. And I know, because I'm a Pisces. So for the Page of Swords in your past energy, I do see that okay, maybe not necessarily what other people would interpret this as, but intuitively I'm getting with this card that you are kind of coming up on a fresh new mindset. With the Page of Swords, he's very early. Obviously the page comes before the queen and it comes before the king, so it's a very early and new energy, but it's you kind of tapping more into your mental power rather than your emotional power. And I see that you doing this is kind of creating new ideas, also creating a new way of communicating that maybe is you trying to take a more logical approach to things rather than emotional like you have in the past. So yeah, I think that this is a recent new energy of yours, and the direct outcome of that energy has been a little bit of conflict. I feel with your new ideas, you're kind of coming across conflicts that are kind of coming in the way of that. Or with your new communication style, I feel more people in your life aren't really used to that. And so with this new kind of more direct and more logical rather than feely communication, people can kind of be oh, what's up with Pisces, you know? So yeah, it's kind of causing a little bit of conflict, but it's not end all be all conflict. It's just people and things are just a little shooken up more than they used to be, I feel but it's nothing that there's not going to be a resolution for. For your conscious energy, so basically just kind of what is today in this moment, if you were to be what is on my mind, what am I doing, what's going on? I don't know if that makes sense, but it is the 2 of Cups in reverse. So I'm seeing that there is a lack of connection that is consuming you a little bit. This could be a lack of connection between you and a partner, or you and someone very close to you. That's what I'm getting. I wanted to try to make it with work or whatever, which it can be, apply it to you how it resonates. But I think that this is really just you and a partner are having you're not having balance, you're not having good communication. I think that this is stemming from this card over here. But yeah, I definitely feel something is just a little bit imbalanced with you and someone else. And it's kind of consuming a lot of your time and energy right now. Subconscious energy, what you don't see, what the universe knows but you don't quite know, is that there has been loss in love. I feel there has been maybe this energy is literally the ending of you and someone else. Maybe it's just a rough patch with you and someone else. Whatever it is, whatever that disconnect is, I think that you're so focused on the feeling of uncomfortability. Don't know if that's a word. Sounded right. The feeling of discomfort is what you're focused on, but what the universe knows is that this is not the end of it. This is if you were to turn around, there's 2 more cups full. So I said, if this is a relationship ending between you and someone else, there's still more love opportunities back here. If this is a rough patch between you and your partner, if you are to get out of this funk and turn around, there's going to be a turnaround, and you know, there's just more opportunity than you realize. For how you see yourself in this moment, you see yourself as the King of Wands, which is really good. This is a very good energy to be embodying, especially for a Pisces. You feel you've got it together. You feel you've got control. You feel you have a very good plan for what you're about to do next in life. How others see you though is the Hanged Man. I feel like others kind of see you as just like not really making moves, kind of just waiting around. But you know, when Pisces kind of like take action without thinking about things, it gets a little bit chaotic and it gets a little bit like just out of order. So you know that while you're sitting and like kind of thinking all this through and making plans, that's the best energy for you to have. But other people might be seeing you as like, oh, you're not taking action, you're not doing anything. But you know that in the energy that you sit in right now, a lot's being done that just like others can't see in the moment. Your biggest hope slash fear is all about self-sufficiency. I think it's very important to you, and like one of your biggest desires is to be able to support yourself financially and just to give yourself all the luxuries in life, to be able to slow down and appreciate those things. So yeah, it's obviously your biggest hope that you can do that, and your biggest fear that you won't be able to achieve that in this lifetime. And I think that that's a very big focus of yours, aside from this like disconnect with someone else in this moment. I feel like that might be consuming your energy, but like overall, this is your biggest goal. And the outcome of all of this is the lovely Tower. So there is going to be a moment coming soon where things are going to kind of be shooken up a little bit. I think that you are going to be, with the help of the universe, seeing a couple things for what they really are. You know, I just think that like every issue has to come to a head, and then it does feel like a Tower moment when it kind of comes crumbling down. But it's always good for things to be knocked down, because then the only option afterwards is to be rebuilt into something better. And then I'll give you not a clarification card, an advice card, so that you're not just like, oh, you know, anticipating this Tower moment and not knowing what to do in the meantime. Okay, advice for Pisces. I'm just a Cancer, so let me knock. Advice for Pisces. Okay, and I got the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups as advice in this moment. I feel like it is advice. You know, the Ace of Cups is always just kind of telling you to like embrace love, to be loved, to act with love and care, and you know, whatever else. But I think this is, especially coming after the Tower, just kind of giving you the reassurance that the Tower moment is going to be a fresh start for things to emotionally be balanced and better than they were before. So if you're like fearing what's happening in this moment, and you are kind of focused on what's been lost, or like what doesn't feel good, I just think that this is to reassure you, because this is all about new beginnings, that after this Tower moment, there is going to be a new emotional beginning of some sort, whether that's with someone new, whether that's coming from a career, whether that is with you and someone else that you don't want to give up on, if it's not too toxic. Then I think that this is just a symbol that like things will be restored, things will be better. No matter what the situation, no matter the outcome of the Tower, it is for your best interest when it comes to love and emotions. I hope that reached a Pisces who needed to hear it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.